This beach on a canvas is the perfect summer project to display any shells you get from your vacations this year. So let me show you how to make it. First, you're going to need stretch canvas. I'm using 8 by 10. You're also going to need some matte Mod Podge to glue the sand, gloss heavy gel for texture, also white puff paint for texture in the waves. And then this is my sand. I'm using really just decorative filler. I got it from Michael's, but it makes a great texture for sand, whereas other sand is too fine. And then of course your seashell collection that you have. I'd make sure to get a couple different sizes for this project. For paint, I'm using acrylic craft paint. You're going to need a tan, a greenish blue, a bright blue, and a white. For tools, I'm using a plastic palette knife and 2 brushes. One is my mop brush and one is the crease brush that's also great for blending. So here we go. Put your canvas down on the table flat. I put a piece of cardboard under mine, and I'm going to start with my mop brush. We're going to paint the background first. I have both my blues together next to each other, and then I have some white. I'm just dipping into all 3 colors. And starting in the top right corner, I'm just going to do long wavy strokes back and forth like this. This is going to represent the waves coming in from the corner. Now be careful you don't blend these colors too much or it's going to turn into one shade. You want to make sure it looks something like this where you can kind of see all the colors separately, but they're brushed together. And because it's a wraparound canvas, don't forget to get the edges. So I just tilted this up and got the side of the water while I had the blue on my brush. So once you have that corner done, clean off your mop brush and then grab some of your tan and white color. I'm going to dip into both of those together and then just do the same thing all the way down to the bottom left-hand corner. You don't have to do the same wavy brush stroke, but it is important that you paint this a solid sand color, and I'll show you why later. And while you have the tan, don't forget to get those edges. Now, we also have to add some froth going in between the blue and the tan. So grab your crease brush when you finish this and some white paint. To help the paint glide on smoothly, I like to dip my brush into water for this. I don't usually add water when I paint because acrylic craft paint is always very liquid, but at the same time, the water is going to give it more of a transparent look, like that looks more like water. So see how smooth my paint is gliding, and that's the look you want. It's up to you how thick you make it. I'm going to do a couple wavy strokes on either side of my sand and my water. And don't worry if you do too much, you can always just clean some up. See, I added a little too much there, so I'm adding more of my sand back in the corner. And then dry it. This is the background to your beach. Very simple. So now we're going to add texture. Make sure it's completely dry and then grab your matte Mod Podge. And this is a really old mop brush. See, it's had a lot of use to it. You do not want to use your good brushes for this because glue can really mess your brushes up. So I save my older brushes to do glue. I poured some on. I probably added a little bit too much, but you know what? That's okay because you want a slightly thicker layer so it doesn't dry too fast. Smooth it out as evenly as you can, and then don't forget to get those edges. Anywhere that you painted the sandy color, you're going to cover with the Mod Podge. And then once you get a nice thick layer on there, lay it down again and grab your sand or decorative filler. I'm going to sprinkle mine all across the top. This is my favorite part. Make sure you get all the white spots everywhere you see white. And then I'm going to take my hand and just kind of smooth it out, but also press it down into the glue to make sure that it sticks. So there, something like that. And then you're going to tilt it up and then let all the excess fall down onto the table. That's why I have the cardboard on there. The sand that fell off can also be the sand that you use for the edges. So then I'm just taking the canvas and tapping all the edges with the glue into it so that it looks something like this. Now, this is a little example I made showing what it would look like if you hadn't painted the sand color first before adding the sand texture. The white would show through, so always paint it before adding your sand. It looks like a beach now, but let's add some texture with the palette knife and the heavy gel medium. So I'm taking the palette knife and loading up the bottom of it, and then starting in that top right-hand corner, I'm going to start making it look like waves. I'm kind of using the edge and pressing down, allowing some of it to build up on the outside edge of it, almost like you're buttering a piece of bread. It's very, very pretty. Now it dries clear, but you could tint it white if you wanted it to stay like this. I'm just going for the texture, and the white helps you be able to see the texture better. Play around with it by making it look like waves. I always have so much fun doing this. And if you don't like it, it doesn't dry very quickly. So you could always smooth it down flat again and try as many times as you need to until you get it the way you like it. On the white part, I'm also going to do it, but I'm going to do longer strokes and have it build up even more, making it look like waves going onto the beach. Another thing you can do is you can take the palette knife flat and just tap into any of the texture you have. This is going to add tiny little ripple texture, which I think also looks like water. Once you're finished, let it dry. I let mine dry overnight and look at the difference. You can feel and see the texture, but it is completely clear. Now you have the option to keep it that way or add some highlights to the texture. And so I'm going to use my crease brush with a tiny bit of white paint and just dry brush the white over top of the texture. This is going to highlight the ridges and peaks of the waves that you made with the medium. It's up to you how much you do of this. I'm going to add white all over the texture here, and then I'm even going to go back in with some of my watercolor and add some in as well. I'm just alternating between the two, and the texture starts to pop. Speaking of texture, this is also optional, but I'm going to grab one of my fine artist sponges. If you don't have one of these, you could take a brush and add texture just by tapping it like this. But I love my sea sponges, and this is a beach after all, so I'm going to use that with some white paint. And we're just gonna tap that white paint all across that clean line where the blue meets the white. And then just keep playing around with it. I think mine looked a little too white here, so I'm even going to grab some of the colors from my water again and add some shading. I'm just gonna tap in some of that blue over top of the white coming down from the blue area, and then go back in with some white on your sponge and blend it in. I just kept going and playing around with it until it had a nice gradient like this. To clean up the other edge where the sand meets the water, I'm going to use puff paint. And what you'll notice is there's a tiny gap that forms in between the sand and the ridge where the white starts. So I'm just going to take the tip of the puff paint bottle and fill that in. This also gives you a chance to make a nice uneven line and design the water line however you want. That's how I did mine. And I'm even going to kind of highlight all of the tall edges from the medium that built up in this white area. I'm highlighting those even more with this white, and if there's any areas that look too plain and you want to add more texture to, this is a great way to do that. So anywhere you want to do it, this is how mine turned out. I love all the colors and texture. But the best part is adding your seashells, of course. So grab your seashell collection or any shells you got from your family vacation this year. I like to get a couple different sizes. What I usually do is I put one big one down in the bottom left-hand corner, coupled with something else like a piece of sea glass or just a sea rock like that, and then a couple tiny ones spaced out throughout the sand. So however you decide to compose it then, make sure you glue them all down in the order that you decided. For glue, I'm just going to use my glue gun. You could use E6000 as well if you would like, but I'm going to use my hot glue, and make sure you're putting the glue on the point of the shell that makes contact with the beach. I've had people glue these before and realize that they put it on the wrong part of the shell and they just fell off when they picked it up. So as long as you glue them the right way, it should look something like this in the end. This one is so much fun, perfect for summer. If you try it, I'd love to see how it turns out. Happy painting, everybody.